You said earlier on the court, you have to have the love, and I'm going to try it. How did you come to that?
Love for the game, is that what you're saying? You do have to have the love because it's a lot of work. It's being a professional athlete is a lifestyle. It's like your life. Every decision you make is based on getting better out there. So, there are sacrifices you make with your family, your loved ones, and just, doing normal things like sitting on your own couch that, are taken for granted. So you have to have the love to deal with the pressure as well.
Love you.
Venus, what was going through your mind heading into the third set, and what do you think helped get you through that match in 3?
In the beginning of the second, she definitely caught fire. There's probably a few points I could have converted on, but honestly, it was all credit to her for really just stepping up her level. And I think in the third set, maybe she was a little nervous, and it was an opportunity for me to be even more aggressive, and that's what I tried to do.
You seem so happy after the match and everything like that. Is there something different or more special about the U.S. Open for you than maybe some of those times?
I was happy about this match because, she wasn't seeded here, but obviously she knows how to play. She's played deep in the majors. She's won big titles, so this was my best match. So I was happy to see my level rise as the tournament is continuing, as I know that my opponents are going to be better and I need to be better. So to be out there and be able to execute things that I wanted was a good feeling.
To get Muguruza next, which would be a rematch of the Wimbledon final, just a month and a half or so on from that match. What do you think of it looking back on that match and how it shifted?
Yeah, if I play her, we've played more than once, and I've had some wins against her, and she's had a couple against me this year that I'm going to have to think back to and obviously learn from. It was a big moment for her. I'm happy for her. I was happy for her in that moment, really, actually, because I know what that feels like to win a big title. So there was nothing I could do but be happy for her and get ready for the next one.
And if the opponent is Petra, what do you make of what she's gone through from an outsider's perspective? Obviously, you weren't there. You haven't seen what went into her comeback. But from your perspective as somebody who's also been through many challenges, what are your thoughts on what's gone on in her life and in her comeback this year?
Yeah, what she's gone through is unimaginable and unreasonable, and just the world we live in is just shocking. So for her, I think to be playing well is such a blessing. To be able to come out here and do what she needs to do and to clear her head, it's such a beautiful thing to see. What else can I say except for I'm glad to see her back.
You've said many times, Venus, that your toughest rival is your sister. I'm sure you miss her greatly on the one hand, but in a way, not having your greatest rival here, in some way, do you think that relaxes you or gives you...
No, not really. I like having her here.
How is your mindset different at Grand Slams these days than it was way back when you first won them? Is it? I'm not sure if you remember what the feeling was way back then.
The depth in the game is so much deeper now than it was at the time. It's never easy to win a slam, but now I'll play players who I don't never see and know their name, and you can't let up 1 point. So players come out with a lot more confidence now, and every time I step out on the court, that person is coming for me. It's never, it doesn't matter if I played for a year or not a year, if I'm ranked 100 or number or whatever, they're coming for me. So when I get to these majors, I know that that's what it is.
So sort of on that line, so what do you know now that you didn't know maybe even 5 or 10 years ago about how to dig yourself out of things, how to confront situations, maybe things you didn't know maybe then that you know now with experience, with years?
Yeah, I think I was always very good actually at digging myself out, but I think over time I've learned that I can push myself a lot further than I thought I could. And, I do have to push myself a lot. So I think that's the biggest thing that I've learned, because in the beginning, when everything's easy and you're healthy, it's easy to play when you don't have those odds against you. But when you have the odds against you, it's hard to find that in yourself every day.
You share an anniversary at the U.S. Open with this stadium, your first time. But when you think back to that, what do you think about the Venus then, the kid with beads and all that? What's your recollections of what stands out the most to you of you back then?
Yeah, I think at that time during the Open, something just clicked for me, just understanding like how to win these matches. So that was huge. I think during this time too, you don't think. I didn't think. I just went big all the time. And that's fun too. But over time you have to learn, like, okay, the time to go big and the time not to go as big. So obviously it was a beautiful moment for me to, like, after that I never looked back. I just went bigger. It was awesome.
Venus, I know it happened a long time ago that you won the title here, but is it crazy that you're the only one left here in the draw that's actually won this championship, and does it give you any type of advantage?
I'll take any advantage I can get. Let's face it. But at the end of the day, when I go out there and someone's across the net from me, they're playing well. They're playing well. They're not going to give you any matches, and in the case that they do, I will accept it as well if they don't play as well as they want. So I'm accepting all, major credit cards and unforced errors.
I was wondering when the moment changed, or maybe the couple of years changed between when the time where you were going big all the time to when you maybe got a little bit smarter or just chose those moments when you went big?
Definitely, yeah, probably. Yeah, probably in '97. But also, there's moments too where you lose matches because you didn't go big enough, or there's so many things you learn, especially as a young person. Like, okay, yeah, I'm never doing that again. I didn't go for it, or this time I went too much, and you have to find that happy medium, and you have to choose. If you're going to go big, you got to put it in the court. So, and the surface is so much different than it was. Let's say when I played then, it's a lot slower. So you're not necessarily rewarded for coming in because the ball's going to sit up. So there's differences, and your game has to evolve with all of that.
A great run here on the 20th anniversary of the stadium opening, named after a great man. What do you know about Ashe? Have you read some of his work or about him? And where do you think he fits into this dynamic in tennis where there's so many forces for change?
Yeah, he's a total legend, and he played during a time where he couldn't just focus on the tennis. I'm very blessed to be able to focus on my game, but he had to focus. He had to fight because of the color of his skin, and it was a complete different time, and so I can't even imagine the pressure he was under during that time, and to come out with it with grace and as a champion, it's incredible.
Any last question?
Venus, you spoke a little while ago about some of the differences between your game now and your game years ago. What about your appreciation of your own success? How does it compare now with when you were just a kid on the tour?
I think success breeds success. If you win, you learn how to win, and you win more. But I'm firmly a person that lives in the future. Like, I don't get nervous or tight because I have to defend points or because I won a tournament last year. I don't care about the last year. I'm about, is this win happening today? And I don't know, I'm very focused on the next result. So, no, I don't focus on any success. I'm looking forward.